So I made a video. And I'm sure you're here. You're probably familiar with the how to win video. And I made this like video, I don't even know, like right after Genesis, which was the beginning of this year. And that was before Game & Watch even took over, right? Like even took over like a lot of things, or like a lot of these characters started getting centralized. And I feel like I wanted to make this tier list specifically because we are basically in year 5 plus in my head, I think, of this game, and a lot of the meta and the characters are starting to get higher and peak out. We're starting to see a lot of optimizations, and the how to win video put it in the easiest way possible. Anyone could just, you know what I mean, like do it, because for a lot of the other characters that aren't integrated to that like how to win tier list, like, you know, the characters at the bottom that are still very good but like take a lot of work, it takes like an insane pilot to even like have those things even come out, unless you see people like Webb where he's hitting all these confirms, or without me and Yumeki pushing Peach and Daisy, and you don't get to see these like footstool combos, these like tournament like turnip combos. You don't get to see these type of things, right? So it takes a very special pilot to do these type of things. I have prepared for you today a tier list, and I'm gonna be going from the bottom to the top. And I have these ideas based on not only how strong a character is, but also how the character is being pushed and like we are currently seeing. I roughly tried to count like how many characters I had on there. And of course, like I try to group the echoes together sometimes too. So I think I counted 82. All right, are you guys ready to see the next tier? Here we go. So number 48, I actually do have Incineroar. Incineroar is not this horrible character like you guys think. He actually has such crazy like normals. Like such crazy normals. His normals being so good and having some of the strongest like ledge play, like the down tilt is pretty strong at the ledge, and you just die super early. Having that revenge is so crazy because it's like the same frame as an air dodge, and then it just kills you. It is actually one of those tools like Witch Time where it just negates a lot of things. Like a lot of times you don't even want to shoot your projectiles at Incin just because he'll counter it and then you'll just die. The Psyve is such a strong conditioning tool. It forces you to like dodge in certain areas and makes you play all like squirrely and like uncomfortable. And again, like if like Incineroar hits you in certain areas, like with even his normals, they combo. Like his up air will just like, you'll get up air, up aired. And again, like you've seen him do up air, up B off the top, and you just like fall all the way to the bottom and die. There's a lot of strong things on this character. The neutral B is one of them. That's one of those special tools where it just like forces you off of him in this weird way. It wins like little scrambles and stuff like that. And he's got, Incin actually has one of like the better shield grabs. It's like not as slow as you think it would be for how huge his shield grab is. And the fact that you can die at like hundreds to like a shield grab, back throws, up throws, like it starts getting crazy with rage and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. Like the kill power on this character, like on top of like just like how easy it is to get you to mess up. There's a lot of things this character has. Cross chop out of shield. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it has like some pretty good armor things on it. So yeah, I think this was a pretty interesting character to place, just because it's such a like crazy like nuclear character to be like, oh, like how good is against it, or it's like, oh, would you edge guard him or something like that. But I think the character genuinely you can kill people really easily, and he's got some great activity on his moves for like just catching things in general. So it's like anything that's near you, his near out of shield hits pretty far away from him. Great punishes, like super accessible, easy punishes, like up smashes are super strong. You have to play around side B, it's super scary. You can't shoot stuff at him. Down Bs are there. You hit a strong move, down B will just murder you. And then the most broken part is like if he gets a really strong revenge, then certain tools like neutral B become like true block strings on shield that just break your shield, or like all these other crazy things. Like that's where like Incineroar really shines, and it's honestly super crazy. You've even seen Skyjay go low, with like super low lingering nairs, and it's such a big hitbox that lingers and it edge guards people like Cloud and stuff like that. You've seen edge guard Spargo super easily, go super low out there. Lots of things you can do with this character. So yeah, character's not as bad as you guys think this character is at all. I have Inkling as 47 for Inkling. Inkling is definitely you're definitely fine to play neutral and stuff like that. I think this is one of the most like broken characters in terms of like neutral, but then like it's just really weak. Like the character's just really weak. The gravity is not that great. Your character can't land that much. But in terms of like just like playing neutral, the dash is crazy. The normals are crazy. Like jab is a crazy move. Ink is a crazy mechanic. Back air is a crazy like just move in general and stuff like that. The character's got good movement and stuff like that. But the character just won't kill you, so it just takes a really long time, and like a lot of characters will like do more than you a lot of times. So it's just like it's a good character. It's just really underwhelming, and there's not really a reason to play the character in general. That's just the main reason holding the character back. Japan has a good amount of Inklings. All the Inklings in the US pretty much died except for like Colorado and stuff like that. But the character has really far edge guarding, super far recovery, and got some potential. Like the neutral B. Neutral B is a pretty specific tool. Got some decent matchups in like Snake. That's a pretty high character to have a good matchup against. Good matchups against like characters like Roy. Good against swords because of the dashing and stuff like that. And even like CSS is like a good matchup. Pal is a good matchup. A lot of good matchups there because these characters like, struggle with like short characters. I think the shield grab is pretty bad. I don't know why the shield grab is so slow as it is slow, but yeah, the up throw up air is a pretty strong mechanic. Yeah, decent against Joker too. So there's a lot of good matchups like this character has too, among being like just like pretty like standard overall, with some strong tools. So not too much to say on the character, besides the dashing and the neutral B being very specific tools. I think the down B is a pretty good ledge trap too. Still, just a little too weak to keep up with like some of the other characters. Anyways. I have Sephiroth 46. Sephiroth is this, oh man, what a mess. What a mess. I just think like the precision it takes to line up things to Sephiroth is such a tough thing to even land. It doesn't really work. Like the whole like, oh, my sweet spot is in the middle but not on the side, or not close to me but not like there. It's not even like Roy's where it's like, okay, close to me but not on the tip. It's just like you gotta hit this mid shot. It's like mid swing. All the frame data is so slow. You can genuinely react to up airs and like other things like that. The wing mechanic is not consistent at all. You lose it in certain areas. It's a snowball. It's not a comeback mechanic. I've actually talked about this with a couple people. It's not a snowball mechanic. It's no, it's not a comeback mechanic. It's a snowball mechanic where it's like, if you kill someone and then you lose it, it doesn't happen. But if you like have it and then you kill someone and you're winning the game and then you get it later, then it gets like better for you, but not like, it doesn't help you come back. Because like if you're down 3-1 stocks, as soon as you take a stock with it, you lose the wing and then it never comes back, like pretty much. So you're kind of just fucked. His grab is pretty bad. The dash tech isn't fast enough to compensate for that. So the frame data kind of suffers there. He's not great at boxing. It's really struggle. It's really struggle. And then even the recovery before he has this wing, if you snipe his jump out, he just like dies. He just dies a lot of times. And I mean, the poking he has to do, you would think since his stuff is so slow, like it would be a little bit safer. His frame data would be a little bit better for like safety, but it's just not safe. And even like this is one of the characters like where I talk about with Zelda, where like the archetype and what the character's moveset is should technically beat a lot of characters, but then the moveset itself is like just the frame data is not good enough to where it just loses anyways in practicality. Where it's like Zelda should beat Pac-Man and like characters like that, but then she's just so bad that Pac-Man just runs up on her and beats her ass, right? Sephiroth is super light and his frame data is not that great, so it's like you parry his moves, so like he just struggles against a lot of those things. It's hard for him to mix that up, and then he just like struggles to get a lot of things going or mix things up on timings and stuff. And then his nair is so precise, it's only up for 2 frames, and that's the only hitbox that's not kind of thin. And then you have like Sephiroth now, where it's like he's super light, so you're gonna die super early. You have to be like a crazy player with him. And it's like all of the characters that are comeback mechanics, they have a decent amount of weight on them to where they get to use their comeback mechanics, but he doesn't get to because he just like dies. I don't know. And then yeah, with Sephiroth, like you would think he's supposed to beat characters like Pac-Man and like Steve and stuff like that and Kazuya, but like it just doesn't work out like that because the frame data is not that good. He's too light, and he just like the counter is one of the main things he has, but it's a big move to hit. Like how long it takes, you can get punished pretty hard for it with how light he is. If he had more weight and he could throw out that counter like more leniently, it would be nicer because the counter is insane. It's genuinely insane, but yeah, no, there's too many things wrong with Sephiroth for this whole thing be working. If he had less lag, like it just be so much better. But being so reactable and having that much lag on top of being a preemptive character and being that light is just not it. It's just really not it. And then he's precise. It's just really not it. So we're gonna get towards 45, Mii Brawler. Another character that benefits greatly off of the stage list. Super cheesy, lots of setups for like instant death, ladders on stage list. Not too much to talk about. You can have a different moveset. A pretty decent disadvantage with the whole flip kick thing if you want to. You got a command grab too. Some good normals, great stats, like fast enough. Great fall speed. Fox, it's like Fox plus Mario, you know what I mean? The Thrupper is crazy. A lot of things to do there. I just think a lot of times he can get kept out by a lot of these characters, and then if you ban some of his better stages, he's just like kind of there. Most consistently, the rule sets I've been playing are 3 bans, so you would end up banning like just the ladder stages mostly, and then he kind of doesn't get a stage anymore now that Yoshi's is out of our stage list for the most part. The flip kick is a little bit laggy too compared to other disadvantaged tools. So if you hit him outside of that, he kind of dies if he has Thrupper on his moveset. So there's just a few things with that, honestly. He can be kept out by certain characters too. Like a lot of characters above him, he either gets like out nuked or like in neutral. Because if you can't find that specific ladder and you ban the stages that you get laddered on, then he doesn't really get that much, you know. But I think he's stronger as a counterpick character, as a standalone. I think he's actually stronger. Like on the How to Win video, he's probably a lot better on this. I didn't rank Mii's, I don't believe. But as a standalone character, I place him here because of the main rule sets. That we get to play most of the time that will deny him these stages in the first place. So that's my main thing for that. But honestly, pretty good character. Pretty good character. 44. I have Ices. This is another weird character to like along with Incineroar to place. Where this character has some things it wants, but I think this character is one of the most preemptive characters in the game, where you just like know your setup and you just do your little setup and you just do it, and it's the setups are so strong. They remind me of like util from a different game like Valorant, where it's like a character throws a grenade or like a grenade in CS. It's like you can't just stand there. So it's just like when Ices basically does like desynced blizzards plus like side Bs at you, you can't stand there and block a blizzard, because you block a blizzard, you get grabbed, and then you just die. Like, that's the death. So, like, I think Ices has these like really interesting things where like a lot of characters, if you don't have a tool to completely disengage and like hit them off of you, you'll really struggle. Like, you'll really struggle. Like, a lot of characters without a great projectile to force the Ices to resync and all these other things like that really have a hard time fighting this character. Even like characters like that are so crazy, like Fox, you'll notice that Fox has a hard time with Ices sometimes, or like Peach can struggle with these like weird characters like this. And yeah, the characters are just so polarizing, because if you mess up, even the characters that can fight back, I've seen them get tapped, and this is some of the most consistent killing in the game. You'll just die. You'll just die. And I think a big struggle is some of the top tiers kind of keep this character out, because they kind of just break the character. Nana can be a little stupid sometimes, and you can just like break the character and stuff. And it's a really big matchup check, because if you super know this matchup, you can kind of negate a lot of things this character wants to do. But even still, the character is still a pretty strong character to just changes the entire pace of the game. Really strong character. So I have 43. I have Bowser here. I think Bowser is one of the strongest set play characters in the game. He also benefits from having frame 6 up B out of shield. So like you can't like completely mash on him like you can some other heavies. And then he is like some of the strongest set play, because he has some crazy moves like auto cancel back airs that just kill you at like 80. And the ledge trapping with the fire plus the 4 tilt 2 framing, it's like a 4 frame like window on that 4 tilt to kill you there, and he can just auto catch you and reset your timings to force you to have a specific timing with the fire first. One of the strongest gamble characters in the game. He could just run off and like fair, cover so much on the edge guard, and he's really fast, like really fast. So again, this is one of the strongest characters that is just like, you read a couple options, like you'll notice when you watch Hero play, he'll do certain things like short hop back air and then like up smash the ledge or something like that, and it covers so much space with the armor that like his smash attacks have too. You have to gamble, or he does like fair and then like turn around up tilt, and it like covers the herbuck shifts, and it covers the whole everything, like it's like disjoint and everything. There's a lot of gambling and a lot of like kill power on this character, and he's so heavy that keeps him like in it. And honestly, they could genuinely footstool down air you too to do that also. So it's like, yeah. And then the up B, the broken thing about the up B is there's no holes in the up B of the hitboxes. So every time you neutral get up, you might have seen Leon do this a lot. You can up B every single time you see a neutral get up, and you will catch it without fail, because there's no holes in the move. It will catch everything every time. And that makes his ledge trapping so insane. Among him just standing there, covering forward tilt, up being, and also just like having so much kill power, and then just like him covering the ledge that much and having so much speed. It's just a really crazy character. You make one call out, and you've seen people like jump, double jump, back air with Bowser and just kill you at like 70. So again, like pretty strong character. I'm gonna keep going. Pit. I've been thinking like Pit is like one of the more like he gives you set play that you can use as a character, and I'm so glad Zachary has been playing this character so much. The way he pressures with the arrows so consistently off stage, jump arrow, jump arrow, jump arrow, the edge guards, the ability to have armor on the side Bs and call out like attacks. He's got accessible smash attacks, multi-hit mix-ups, single hit mix-ups, can jump a lot. He just doesn't have a lot of air mobility. The down B buff for him landing and the reflector, super crazy. Ground speed, amazing ground speed. And then he has like throw combos, just a lot of like well-roundedness, just such a well-rounded character to just create like a character that really shines on such a great player. And that's why I'm so happy Zachary plays him, because you just really get to show off what you can really do on this character. Because like on Palu, you get like great aerials and like great stuff like that, but you have to play so squirrely because you can't box. You don't have like there's like a lack of ground moves, like a bunch of different things, right? But on Pit, you get this really well-rounded, like you can ground move, you can dash, you can use aerials, you can mix up multi-hits, you can mix up things like that, and then you've got a really like expressionable like projectile with the movable arrow like that. That's why I think like this character is pretty decent, and I can't really think of any standout matchups that this character is like, oh, this is it for him. But like he's definitely got a ton of evens that you can just like shine. So it's not like a standout character that's gonna like do that much for you, but definitely a very solid character that you can just play if you're good. That's how I feel about this character, for sure. And also, a 4-throw kill throw is insane, like genuinely insane. Not a lot of characters have a like that much corner pressure in the corner that you can't shield, and you'll die to a forward throw. So I just want to point that out. That's actually really important too. And yeah, I will be counting them as one character. So 41 is going to be Byleth. I have Byleth with this kind of low. I don't think Byleth is very good. I think Byleth excels off of timing mix-ups on the neutral air thing. You've seen Leo, like, you know, mix up people on the neutral air and stuff like that. But people are getting a lot better around that timing mix-up, and it's showing because Byleth isn't working as much anymore. For a time, yeah, Leo ran everyone with this Byleth. Byleth is really good at keeping people off, but the stats are really bad. I think Byleth has a really hard time landing. If you know how to edgeguard Byleth, I think Byleth gets edgeguarded really hard because the stats aren't good to move in the air around with Byleth. The tether is just crazy, but if you hit him out of it, he kind of just dies. And I think personally, like, the character just has very strong like edge guarding and like keep off of me tools, like that shine when it's like, oh, I'm fighting Pac-Man and I just want to use a sword and like keep him off of me. But I just don't think this character is that like amazing just because of the stats. The main thing that carries this character, unironically, is having a great dash tech. Having a great dash tech is that important. The main thing that helps this character thrive is having a great dash tech, being able to play a good keep away game, and having a nair to use in a boxing situation that gives you a plan to like mix up with the timings with the fastballs and stuff like that. It's got some decent throw combos, and that's about it. Otherwise, the stats are really difficult, and you can't really do that much. Got some interesting edge guards with the up B and stuff like that too, but that's about it. Some nice situations off the up B out of shield too. That's pretty much it. Good ledge trapping too, but yeah. That's not really too much to talk about Byleth. I wish some of the moves were better, like the arrow and some of the other stuff like that. Down B's troll would have been better as a counter, unironically. Some other things like that. Ryu. I feel like Ryu has a really good chunky hitbox. I've seen Ryu cleanly hit through a lot of min things, like pinging items with, pinging certain things in this game is really important with a quality hitbox. So like being able to like, I've seen what's it called, Asimo play like min-mins, and he just nairs, and it like consistently beats out like ram-rams for him. He was consistently beating out spin dashes without trading. So that's a really like consistent hitbox, which is really good. I think his mid-range is so much better than Ken's just because he has great fireballs. You can hit the fireballs, sure, but like the ability to mix up the speed so well on the slow Shaku compared to like the fast Shaku, and there's just Shaku being amazing on shield, making it really hard to like not shield it and you have to move around it or hit it, is a great tool also. I think the fact that he has the up air canceling into the Shoryu, So not only does he have the Shoryu, he has the Tatsu that's super strong, is amazing. The buff that they did for the leg invulnerability on the Tatsu is also really, really amazing for the character in general. And then yeah, this character has such unique pressure just because like there's not a lot of characters in the game besides the fighting game characters, like Terry being one of them, where like they have situations where they're kind of just like plus, like you don't get a turn. Like Ryu back air is like genuinely unfair. Like if you block the back air kills you, it's strong. And then if you block it, like they have another turn, they can just use another move. They can show you, they can do whatever they want to. That is a special. And the chasing of the up air is just crazy that you can just cancel and kill people off of it. The ability to cancel the up air one into the like the Shoryu is just like so crazy, and it like ladders people too. It just like ladders people. It's crazy. And then his forward tilt, the spaced forward tilt ledge trapping is super insane. Like you see Asimo just like farm the forward tilt. He just forward tilts that ledge over and over, and it confirms into like back airs and like down airs and stuff like that there too. It just kills you. I do believe there's a proximity like there's like a close like up tilt looking thing that's super great at just beating out things like as an anti-air move. That's also an amazing move. So yeah, I think like that combined with like special canceling and stuff just makes like for a very strong character in general. I still think he kind of struggles against a lot of the characters that like are above him. And again, like for those of you people being like, oh, like some of these characters are too low. Once you see what the top characters are, look at the character you think is too low again, and then look at the top characters and think about how they do versus the top characters, and then you'll be like, oh, okay. Because again, I think this character can struggle with a lot of characters like Bayo. I think this character doesn't do that good versus like some like those super runaway characters that like shoot too much stuff. Even things like Lucas side beat just breaks through focus. Like because again, like Ken and Ryu really rely on focus for like their disadvantage to be played, and it's like if the characters like mess up focus too badly, they kind of struggle in certain areas to like land and recover and all these other things like that. Because Ryu's recovery, it's better in my opinion than Ken's. It's still not great at all. So like it's not great. Whereas I think like Terry has more mix-ups with having like 3 different specials, and what's it called? Like Kazuya is just like so hard to contest. You know what I mean? I'm just like using the other FGC characters as examples. So yeah. That's my main thing for this character. Pretty good character. Way more consistent than Ken for sure. Yeah. But you'll see a lot of the characters above him, like they have so many multi-hits, they break his focus, they beat him in advantage. Or they just like it's too hard for him to get his hands on them. Okay, anyways. 39, I have Ness. I think Ness is pretty strong and it's got some really strong win conditions with like the yo-yos at ledge. The yo-yos at ledge are crazy. The magnet stuff is crazy. There's more you can even do. Like I feel like Nessus could learn more. Like once we see some footstool magnet loops and other things like that, like there's potential for this character to go up for sure. It's not even like the easiest thing in the world to like edgeguard this character all the time, depending on like what character you're playing. So I wouldn't even like hyperfixate on that. But the character kind of just runs at you and hopes you kind of run into PK fires a lot of times. Because him running up and gambling like a bunch of aerials, a lot of the times when he jumps and does the aerials, it's not that they're like completely unsafe, but he's not like completely safe either when he does these like aerials. Because he has to like mix up and do these landings. A lot of the times it's just hard to track. So like a lot of times I see like Nessa's like off the ledge, they'll do like rising like double jump like fair or something, whatever it is, and then they kind of like drift a lot like crazy, and a lot of people just miss the swing on the drift. I mean, it's just a skill shot, but like if you stop missing that, like he kind of struggles a lot in these areas to like land. He gets juggled pretty hard. But he's very explosive, like very explosive, and he's got some very quality hitboxes. So when you talk about this character like destroying, like just like destroying hitboxes, like he can hit through hitboxes like nobody's business. Magnet is a very unique mechanic, and it helps a lot when it comes to characters like fighting Snake and stuff like that. But just his options at a disadvantage get a little weird. He kind of just has to like hope he can magnet or mash nair out of it, and if not, he kind of just gets blown up sometimes. I've seen the character just get hit too much because if you run out of resources, like you run out of like your stuff, and you're kind of just sitting there magneting, you kind of just lose. And some sword juggling gets really difficult for him to deal with, along with his range. Kind of like the whole deal what people say with the Yoshi, if he can't nair stuff out of shield a lot, like he kind of like struggles with a lot of stuff in that regard. But it's not even that easy to keep him out, honestly. And he hits just so hard. And again, we have the back throw, got like an up air that's pretty crazy on shield. We've got more potential for like footstools and like magnet loops and a lot of things like that. So yeah, I think the Ness potential is like, he's one of those characters where I put him here, but I think he could definitely move up for sure. Could move up for sure. But definitely not just a good character. Again, we're in the good characters area by now. It's not like a bad character area tier. 38 I have Young Link. It's pretty surprising to put him this low actually, but his recovery is not the best for what it is. And he's got a lot of mix and stuff like that, but when it comes to like the other characters in the top, he can kind of play with them, but it's just like he doesn't have that much kill power out of his, like when he gets what he wants, it's not even that strong. Like it's not gonna like nuke you. He has to get so much percent, so he has to do what he has to do so much longer. And you'll notice even his like quote unquote good matchups where it's like, oh, he's good versus Rob, he is so exploitable and disadvantaged, he still ends up blowing up to Rob and just loses most of the time. And then a lot of these sword characters outrange him so hard that he struggles a lot. Like a lot. And his ledger options are some of the worst in the game. Like some of the worst get up attack, one of the worst rolls. And again, like I said, like when I talked about Isabel and Villager, when talking about characters and how far they roll, like is a big like thing that matters, how good your roll is. Youngling's roll is not great either. So it's like he can't roll. His only saving grace at disadvantage is that he can just mash dare and it works against certain characters. But if that character has a sword, like Korn or Mithra or whatever like that, and the up air just cleans through their dare, a lot of times like he can't really do anything at all. And yeah, he just has to do too much percent, too much like damage, too much like everything. And then him getting his like specific things like back airing you and getting all these things like that, it's a little too like close up and stuff like that. I only put him a little higher and stuff like that because he actually has enough like of these projectiles to be able to keep up and play with a lot of these like top tiers and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of characters like struggle against these characters, but like he has enough projectiles to shoot at Sonic. He can shoot at like Steve even. He can shoot at Rob. Just a lot of characters he can like fight back against at least. So he actually is pretty okay. Does pretty good against PT. A lot of things like that. Those are some pretty standout matchups that are pretty important to be okay at, especially Rob. He can shoot back against Kazuya, yeah, exactly. So that's a pretty important thing to do. That's pretty much it. This character, Greninja is one of those characters in my head where I'm always like, this character's so good, but his moves don't work a lot of the time, and he's a little linear. No out of shield hurts too, but I think Greninja's genuinely broken. Like just running around and like the dash tag combos are so good. Like again, like having a good dash tag super important in this game, so this is one of the best ones. And he's got a lot of combos, like a lot of combo games and stuff like that, but the whole like the kill being so specific is a little weird. Like him needing to get late dash attack into fair, or like specifically down tilt into up smash percents and like down tilt fairs and stuff like that. He can kind of struggle to kill if the character doesn't get edge guarded by back air. He's got great edge guarding too. But yeah, him just trying to like land this specific little down tilt on you and to up smash at specific percents that doesn't even work on certain platforms, or trying to like down tilt fair you at certain percents, or late dash tech fair you, or only just raw fair you is a pretty big problem. And you can DI a lot of his confirms too. Yeah, that's true. I do think some of the up air stuff is broken. Like back when Leia used to play, oh my god, he would just up air drag down every single time, and he would just tech chase it every single time. It was so much damage all the time when you would like have to tech on the floor. And in that sense, like Greninja can blender you off of genuinely nothing. Like genuinely nothing, he can just start blendering you, and it's like so crazy. And I think there's a lot of like potential to peak out definitely harder with this character for sure. But I mean, the out of shield options still struggle, because even when you start considering things like footstool out of shield on characters like that, you still have to consider like people can space around footstool, and then it's just like having a general out of shield option plus a footstool is what helps a lot. So yeah, very very specific. It's like kind of hard to get his stuff to line up to work properly. So I think unless the character just gets like edge guarded by baby mode back airs off stage and stuff like that, it's a little difficult. And then again, he just loses to swords. Like when you get sorted on, like his back air that's like kind of good starts losing, and he has so much startup on his nair and his like forward air. So it gets pretty difficult. Sure. That's my opinion on Greninja. Tarek is a superhero. Definitely really good. Anyways, I have Mii Gunner pretty high. 36, pretty high, Mii Gunner. I think Mii Gunner is super strong. One of the characters that can actually fight back against Sonic. Pretty good against Snake. This character has movement and it can move around even Game & Watch disadvantage state. The way, like, I watched Game & Watch Mii Gunner and I was like, oh, you'll get trapped, right? But every single time Mii Gunner got in disadvantage, out of the up B, up air, Mii Gunner just fared and teleported away. And just, like, moved, like, away. Like, the movement on the forward air is so, so good. Again, having a charge shot, super broken. You can use the charge shot. The missiles are really strong on this character, too. The down B is a great ledge trap tool. Also, ledge trapping, standardized ledge trapping is super strong in this meta. And having tools like that, and I think people don't even understand because like Capitan Cito uses that, whereas like someone like Lo Yoshi actually uses the grenade shot. I think Capitan Cito needs to use the grenade shot because the grenade shot is really good against slower characters that struggle with certain like things like that. It's a setup move, and if you can't like run up and stop the setup move from happening, it's so broken, and it just like confirms grabs on shield, and it's like an amazing tool. And she has like a grab combo for some reason. She can just like up throw near you, and all these things like that. She's super heavy, and she has a really fast recovery with like no lag either. She can just up B back onto the stage, the rocket one, and just have like no lag. And again, like just keep in mind, this is a character that can keep up with Sonic, right? Keep up with Sonic. Back air is really strong, super heavy character. Up smash out of shield, crazy hitbox, really strong. A lot of interesting tools, right? So the grenade launcher, I think it would actually do better against characters like Steve even too, because like Steve was like pretty stagnant and it would like mess with the cart. It shoots at this angle that hits above there too. Pretty good projectile for that. Against like all the slow characters too. Again, really underrated character, really strong. You anyone sleeping on this character who doesn't know, that's why Capitan Cito keeps doing great and will continue to do so. Also, a Mii neutral getup is actually pretty tricky to hit because of the animation too, so that's also another benefit. So yeah. I think another thing is that like Mii Gunner zones so hard that she outzones some of the other zoners, which is a pretty important thing to do. Like the rate you can shoot missiles at is like really fast. Like when you think about Young Link outdoes other zoners because you can shoot like arrows like 2 times faster than most characters can shoot their things. So yeah. Anyways, 35, I have Rosalina. Rosalina is a very interesting character. Some of her matchups are getting like her worst. What's it called? Her better matchups are the better characters in the game. And DeBuzz was actually talking to me about this. He actually hates characters like Cloud and like Roy and stuff like that. But when it comes to like Sonic, Steve, Game & Watch, she has a really good matchup against like Game & Watch. Like a lot of these characters, she could fight Rob. Like he doesn't mind those characters at all because Rosa has this very specific way of playing and the whole way she works that like works really well against those characters. And she's only getting better because she has so much like tech skill difference. Like you see him doing that dash attack cancel thing or the Rosalina Affair thing with the Waveland, and he confirms like a Luma aerial with him like just doing a little Waveland that he can cancel out of into a Rosalina up smash confirms. The frame trap, the ledge traps, they're standardized. That he's just jabbing at from a distance, keeps him safe, stuff like that. Really fast character, a lot of movement speed. So like when Luma's dead, you can just play keep away with like how you see DeBuzz run away all the time. So she's a really great anti-meta character that's getting better, and she has like more skill ceiling, so she can just get better and better and better. And DeBuzz is really showing that off. I wasn't like thinking like projectile characters are particularly like bad against her, because it's funny that Pac-Man actually does really good against her, and you would think she would beat characters like Pac-Man, but it's a different type of character she does well against. But even so, having such a great matchup on like Game & Watch like that is so impressive. And DeBuzz has shown it time and time again, beating Mia and what's it called? Beating Mia and Meister so consistently. So consistently. Right? That's just a character that like you have to see it to believe it, because you wouldn't believe it. You think like, oh, she gets run over or whatever like that, but when you see the control in this character and how much like pressure she exerts and like all the like ways she can just like keep the game going in her way, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And again, like more attack cancels, more crazy things are coming, and you're seeing confirms into smash attacks and all these other crazy things. So I can't wait for DeBuzz to keep doing more, because I love watching his Rosalina just grow and grow and grow and see how you can push this character. 34, I have Hero. Pretty high up actually. I think Hero actually genuinely counters a lot of like these zoners. Bounce just like completely messes up a lot of zoners, and as the hero players get better, like even the characters that try to box him, you can just outkill them now. Like it used to be a thing where it was like, oh, okay, I get bounce, but Young Link just beats my ass still. But like now they know how to play, you just get out janked, you get out killed. Character shuts down characters like Samus, all these characters. I'm glad you all are seeing it now. Beastmo Paul has been playing, and he's been playing like, you saw him do super good against Light. You saw him beat Gluto because the character has to fight you, right? So it's like characters that get janked out like Wario and stuff like that. Hero is amazing at that. Hero has an amazing matchup versus Steve, unironically. Funnily enough, right? Amazing matchup versus Steve. Great matchup versus Samus. Amazing matchups versus like most of the projectile characters down there. Most of the characters that need to be like killed early, he does amazing against too. He struggles against like the old 2019 traditional top tier type characters. And he has a good matchup against like characters like Peach. Just like things like that. A very, very interesting and broken character. Also, like, he just breaks the language barrier and you just win. Like, you just win. He just breaks the language barrier. I don't know what else to say about that. Like, they can't fucking read. Like, you won. Like, he's broken. Like, what? The best players are in the game right now are from Japan. And if they come over here, you play Hero in English and you smurf on them. Like, what's up with that? You can smurf on Europe and Japan. Like, okay. That's a few tiers up too. Either way, yeah. No, jokes aside, like, you have frame 4 up B out of shield, crazy moves that just like checkmate you, like Kaboom at ledge, and like Flame Slash is insane. The buffs are insane. Like, this character is insane. It's not fair. Sometimes it gets shut down in certain ways, and sometimes you don't get what you need. A little inconsistent. Oh my god, I can't talk. I've been talking for too long. But overall, like, you'll find a way to be consistent, because like at some points, like I was like, okay, they get bounced literally every time. It's rare to not get what you want than like to like not get it at all. you'll get some like zooms more often than not. You know what I mean? You'd have to get quite unlucky to not get zoom on a double roll of the menu in the blast zone. Things like that. And then you would think like, oh, okay, these characters that buff or whatever like that, like we can just disengage from them, or we can just like, you know, outweight their buffs or something like that. But it's just like, dude, freaking hero, like you can just he can just get accelerated, and then now you have to interact with him because he's like all up in your face and stuff. It's crazy. The fireball, he can store max fireball. Max fireball is insane. You've seen even Akakarisu or something, I don't know how to say his name, store the fireball, put you on a tech chase, shoot the fireball at your platform, you die at like 40 or whatever like that. Insane stuff, insane setups, insane stuff. What's it called? So yeah, that's mainly it. Just a lot of crazy things. You already know what's going on with this character. Lots of crazy things. He skips disadvantage, can zoom back to stage, doesn't have to fight against certain ledge traps a lot of times. Super crazy. ZSS at 33. I have ZSS at 33. She's a lot worse. I think I would have her a lot worse actually if she wasn't so good at being anti-meta for the top characters. She's just really struggle. It's really hard for her to get things going. Her pressure after the nair is removed. A lot of her moves just don't work in general. She relies on getting tech chases out of things that don't even work. Most people don't know this. If you forward throw, if you forward tilt, if you do whatever on ZSS, if you hold up and you're not one of the most fast falling characters in the game, you don't have to tech ever. You will never have to get tech chased. And she thrives. That's how she gets most of her kills. You know, you having to tech and her like jab block up being you, down smashing, or whatever it is, right? Her ledge traps are preemptive. It's really hard for her to get like super like skill shot back airs and stuff like that. And her main thing is just her zaring, and she has a lot of like vulnerability when she jumps. And yeah, but the main good things about her is she doesn't have to play disadvantage for the most part. You've got a great flip kick. So she does really well against the characters below her, because you can just disengage from a lot of these characters that are too slow to interact with you, or are trying to cheese you, or they have to catch you, or they like suck against disjoints. You can like flip away from them. You can use Zairs and other things like that. So she's really great at playing hit and run, picking you apart, but she really struggles against like rush down swords that are bigger than her, characters that are kind of short. But then once you get to the top of the top, like she's pretty okay. She can fight back against Sonic. She can fight Rob. She does. I think she probably beats Snake. And she even like has a pretty good matchup against Steve apparently too. So there's some potential for her. Like that's why. But she's really hard to pilot too. That's my ZSS placement. She's a little finicky. Anyways, 32, we have PT. Character that has fallen off to a lot. Mainly because character has like some of the worst ledge hang. Can't get off the ledge. Super floaty. Gets zoned out. And also, once they jump from the ledge, they can't get down. So, like, mainly... And also, they don't have great ledge options. So it's like Squirtle, which is one of the better ones. Like, terrible roll off ledge, terrible get up attack. Really bad ledge options. Ivy just has gimmicks off the ledge. Charizard is humongous, can't get off the ledge, no frame data. Just so struggle. And like once everyone's advantage states, like as the time went on, got so much better, they just can't get off the ledge or can't land or whatever like that. So they kind of just play their neutral. And if you beat Squirtle in neutral, the only hope for this character is like playing immaculate Squirtle neutral, and Ivy's advantage state, and then Zard's gambles. And that's the only way this character even works ever, because just the way like everything else works, once they do get hit, if you beat the Squirtle out of them and they're at a percent where they don't want to play Squirtle anymore, or like you just beat the Squirtle out of them because you just beat Squirtle in general, like Peach does, or certain like scrappy characters beat Squirtle, you just lose. Because the only way Peach, like for example, like in Peach like PT, if I lose to Squirtle and then they go Ivy, then I get blown up, right? Because Ivy is really strong at blowing up characters with low air excel or anything like that, right? The upper is cracked, the downer is cracked. Advantage state on Ivy is cracked, but Ivy has to get to advantage state first, and it's not like that easy to. Once they get the Razor Leaf nerf, Ivy's like slow, and the Nair is punishable, and if you like do it from anything that's not a full hop where it's gonna auto cancel. Fair's laggy, like, and they kind of just sit there and back air bot. That's the only move they have, like fading back air and whatever like that. And it's just like, okay. Like the fact that Ivies are using down tilts and scrambles because it's a really fast move, but it's so laggy. The fact that that's the move they have to use just because it's fast, it's just crazy. Yeah, the side B nerf for Ivy hurt a lot. And then Charizard is good on the ground with like the gambles, one of the best out of shields on that up smash. But once you displace any of these characters into the air or off the ledge, they just fall apart. Such a character that's so close to like being there, but I mean, it's just not it. Once they get hit, they fall apart. And again, everyone's advantage state has gotten so much better as the years went on. So that's how I rate PT, and a lot of other top players feel the same about PT. Yeah, PT, unfortunate. A lot of other top players feel the same, so I'm not alone in that sentiment. Okay. 31, we have Roy. Roy is one of these characters that like you think is a really good character, but then like, dude, the meta has changed so much, and it really just punishes this character so much. This character has to run up on you, get close, fight you. There's a lot of hurtbox shifting that like stops him from even getting the hits he wants to. And the meta just gets so hard for him because it's been so like disengagey. Like people don't want to play the game anymore. They're running away from you the entire time. People got better edge guarding, so his up B isn't as good as anymore. Like he gets edge guarded a lot. He can't kill you for holding the ledge like Chrom can. Like you can just hold it and he keeps jabbing you and you keep resetting off the ledge. He's got some good things. The up B has nice armor, does great percent. But he's so stiff in his movement. When you jump with a character like this, he has no air drift. Like he has air speed and he moves like a truck, but he only moves right and left really fast. So once he moves into you, there's no like ability to pull back. And in this meta, you need to be able to pull back and pull around and like space around and stuff like that. And like space, which is why Palu is honestly like better than Roy, because she can like outspace and like have a chance to fight back against like certain characters like Steve and stuff like that. Like pull back, retreating bears and stuff like that. Like retreating aerials and stuff like that is just so much stronger than like these like truck ones where he just moves into you and tries to like brute force you. The out of shield game got better. So most of the times like Roy's committal, he tries to run it in, he tries to fair and stuff like that. A lot of characters have amazing out of shields and they're just gonna blow you up off of these mistakes and stuff like that. Like you've seen what happens. Like, oh, you're Roy, you run in and you fair. Oh, you got shield grabbed by Rob. Back throw, dash tag, and then I land one nair out of the reset out of it, or I fair again and you die. Just like things like that. It's really tough. It's really tough for a character like this. And then again, like a lot of the new optimizations, he has a few things with side B and stuff like that being transcendent and stuff, but it's not enough to be able to like break a lot of the optimizations of the characters above. Once you see the characters above, they're either overtly broken or they're making super big advancements that are just so game changing that like you like it's just you can't keep up. You just really can't keep up. Like Cola is raw, like really raw. Like this character is not all that. He gets outspaced by characters that are good at like boxing. Like Peach is good at like mid-range boxing. This character can barely even hit me because he's just so linear, so linear. If you can space like that, if a character hits too hard, Roy has to put it all on the line to hit, like attack you. Like Kazuya, he's gonna run into Kazuya and just try and get what he needs because he can't get anything else going any other way. And then Kazuya just nukes him. The Shotos just fight back and destroy him. Diddy just transcendent bananas through him. Like Rob blows him up. Like it's just too much. You can't. It's really hard to play Roy in this meta. If you can get some good reads, he's really strong and you can kill people and you can like win some games like really fast. But like consistently winning with Roy, pretty tough. Cola is insane, like genuinely like an insane player. But again, character is super strong. Get that side B, kill super early, jab, back air, super strong. Like can't say anything else about that. Crazy juggles sometimes, good damage out of down throw, great down tilt for set play. Like you down tilt, you got some good situations out of it because it's good frame data, like good minus on it. So there's some good situations there too. Good armor on the up B, good percent on the up B, good frames on the up B too. But yeah, it's not really a sword character. That's the problem. Like it's not a sword. Using the tippers as much is not like as beneficial to you. So it's not like a sword character like the rest of them that fit up there that they can like play a further game, because the characters at the top just get so strong that you need to play a keep away game, and he can't really do that. There's only one plan with Roy, you know? Whereas like Palu can get handsy and she can also keep away at the same time. So that's the problem. Anyways, let's move on to 30. Palu. Palu is honestly the biggest disappointment for me of a character. I picked up Palu when she was good, and back then before she got nerfed over and over and over, she's genuinely so good, and if she didn't get nerfed as badly as she did over and over again, she would be so good and she would like destroy all the top tiers. That's how good she was. But with how much she got nerfed and how the meta has progressed, she's way too committal and she does way too little. Whereas like Roy, if you get what you want, they will die really early and you can get some things done really fast. Palu, even if you get the hits you want, it's not gonna do what you want. Like you're gonna do like nair, back air, whatever like that, you get that. She doesn't have great angles for setting up edge guards. She's not particularly like super strong. She doesn't have accessible smash attacks. Like Roy can flick a few forward smashes out and some other things like that. Her smash attacks are pretty committal. They're slow and they're like laggy too. She has really bad out of shield, unlike a lot of other characters you're gonna see above her. She doesn't have like, even Roy has an up B out of shield, stuff like that. Even ZSS has an up B out of shield if you're in her face completely. Palu doesn't have anything like that. And she doesn't even have anything genuinely scary and easy to hit for a disengage tool. Whereas like a character like Joker, if he's just grabbing over and over again, like maybe like if you're like close to the chest with him, he can like disengage and like try to read you on a rollback or like a spot dodge and try to fair one you and then get a smash attack off of it. For Palu, that's too hard to do, to like try and like jump like nair one up tilt you or something like that. It's a pretty difficult to do. Her dash attack got so much lag after the nerf. It ruined her chase scenarios, and you can genuinely just die for it now, and she has to dash attack, and it's her best ground move. So it's like really hard for her to even box and stuff like that. Like this is one of the only characters in the game I can say who like just lacks a ground move, and like the only ground move she has, like a grounded poke. Her best grounded poke is her using jab, her frame 8 jab that's pretty close to her chest. It's got some good FF on it, I must admit. So like it's like okay move to swing around, and it's okay versus like characters that are really like close to you and they fight with their body, but it's not like anything to write home about. Her up air, it has too much lag to frame trap well. So if she up airs to cover like the area above her, for you landing, it doesn't really frame trap you. So a lot of characters that you're gonna see at the top, like Corrin, they can up air and then like you dodge it and then you get frame trap down tilted or pinned every single time. Whereas like Palu has to guess and guess and guess and read over and over to get things that won't even kill you super early. And then once she lost the down throw bear, she genuinely struggles with the kill power. So when it comes to top level play, the character is super streamlined. All her best moves are locked behind her short hopping, waiting the entire time, and then coming back down with a really predictable aerial. And even if she mixes you up, like other characters like Sephiroth, when he mixes you up, it's a little scarier. Like when Sephiroth jumps and then he feints you out and mixes you up and like dash grabs you and gets the up throw up like nair, it's a little scarier of a situation than like Palu doing her like 5% down throw and then like fairing you or back airing you, and then it's just like, okay, that's it. And then since she has so little moves, besides up air, most of her moves will be stale. She suffers from the same problem with Peach, that like most of her moves are kind of troll, like her forward tilt's kind of troll, and some of her other moves are kind of troll, and our smash attacks are pretty troll. So it's just like, she's gonna be trying to kill you with like stray back airs and stuff like that, and these are moves she's consistently using in her kit in general. And she has to like use these moves in general, and they're gonna be stale and they're not gonna be that strong. They don't kill you, and yeah. And then having a ground move like Byleth or Lucina helps when ledge trapping too. her ledge trapping is a little weird because it relies on activity, on like down tilt and stuff like that. It helps with characters with bad 2 frames, but if they just DI the down tilt, it won't even confirm into anything. At like most percents. So, for example, and then auto vertical is just bad. Auto vertical is genuinely bad. Explosive flame was also really troll too. Her specials are just troll. Warp is genuinely the best move this character has that only keeps this character alive. I promise you, if this character did not have warp, I would put this character so much lower. She doesn't play disadvantage. She gets to warp around so easily, and she gets to cheat around all these things like Game Watch up airs and all the ledge traps and stuff like that. Warp is so broken. So broken. That's like my main reasoning she even has that. But like being able to just run under auto reticle, roll in on auto reticle, you can, it doesn't, auto reticle doesn't even track. So if you jump and as you're descending and they hit auto reticle and you just dodge it, you hit nair dodge and just fall, you can just run up and hit her. There's just so many parts. There's like weird little holes in this character. And she has one of the bad dash grabs where like the like Rosalina and Palu, her dash grab is like specifically extra laggy. Mewtwo also, just like the whiff dash grab is like really laggy, and she has to dash grab to consistently keep the pressure up. And again, I think most of these characters that have to consistently dash grab to even make you feel pressured, and dash grab being as laggy as it is, but everyone's just using consistent hitboxes and movement, it's very difficult to get like these like things that you want. Overrating warp because Peach is a little slow, so your experience is probably not with status quo. No, I play Palu and I warp. Warp is really good, and also when I play Peach, I still punish the warp. I can get there still. It's just still a good tool to get off things like bomb trapping and other things like that. Warp is really good, no matter what anyone wants to say. It's a great tool. A lot of characters physically cannot get out of like up airs from Game & Watch and other things like that. Warp is amazing. This character is very consistent, which is one of her best traits at keeping a lot of characters that are like worse below her, but she struggles to keep up, and none of the developments that are being made are even close to being able to keep up. Like no amount of like tech or whatever is gonna happen. Like the meta for Palu hasn't changed in like years, and it can't. So basically, Palu just gets to like up, like she gets to 25th, or she gets to like 17th maybe, and then she loses, and like rarely an overperformance, and they'll get to like 9th or 7th, and that's it. They'll never like get past anything else at like a PT or anything like that. Characters like unless you get the god bracket of like characters that are fightable, but everything above them, it's such an uphill battle. Such an uphill battle. But yeah, she snipes fraudulent low tiers that like rely on gimmicks and like little setups to like, you know, destroy you or anything like that. But she can't keep up when it comes to like characters being better at mid-range, hitting harder, or just anything like that. She doesn't have any of that. Or out of shield. She can't handle pressure from these characters either. And she's super one-dimensional too. So it's so hard to like even outplay your opponent in the first place if they really know what's going on. It really shows off. Like, most people won't even understand what I'm saying, but it really shows off when you play a top player who genuinely knows how to play neutral, and you're playing the most like stagnant neutral character ever, and you're just like, whoa, what am I supposed to do? And she even struggles against weird characters like Meta Knight and all these weird little short characters and stuff like that. Really troll. All right, you guys ready to get to number 29 and move up a tier? Here we go. I think I have to scroll up soon. All right, we got great tier. Great tier. Number 29. We have Lucina. Right above Palu. A little bit above. We've got Lucina. And she's better. She's got an out of shield. Got a really great out of shield. Amazing ledge resetting for the edge guarding. She's got great edge guards, great angles, amazing base knockback for setting up low percents. Dancing Blade, intangible hitboxes. And again, like the advantage state from Lucina is so much stronger than Palu's. Like to be able to like fair train people off the side and then up B reset fast and the reverse up Bs into the edge guards and stuff like that. There's so much more edge guarding you can push on this. She's got ground moves so you can really express yourself a little bit more. And she's got smash attacks you can accessibly use in a normal match realistically and do that. And she has even better like air drift. Palu is kind of low on air drift, so she can't drift as far. unlike Cloud and stuff like that, some of the higher characters with the air drift. Lucina gets to drift, really far with the aerials and mix it up and use ground moves, and it's just a really well-rounded character. Even like things like her forward throw, super base knockback for setting up these things, and she can really like has such quality hitboxes. She can really piece characters apart really easily. So yeah, not too much to talk about with Lucina. Just a really, really good character, honestly. I think it's been shown off already. You've seen Proto go crazy with this character, how strong this character really can be, and how much he pushes the edge guarding and goes like really hard. I think she just does so much better, excels so much more. Having an out of shield option is so important, and having that Dolphin Slash is just so crazy. So yeah, that's Lucina. Not too much, really. Not to overcomplicate it. Oh, I want to answer this. How does she play neutral and not be predictable? Well, it's like Pit, where she has the air mobility and she also has the options. Whereas like Palu lacks the ground moves. So there's no like parry mix-up timings and just basic ultimate mix-ups and stuff like that when you're playing the game. Like Fundy's mix-ups, where I said Pit lets you express himself because you have multi-hits, single hits. Same thing, you have like a multi-hit on Nair, you have a single hits, you have your air drift, you've got good dash speed, you've got ground moves, you've got intangible that like side B that beats other moves, other ground moves and stuff like that. You can shield, you can check with shield, you've got a great out of shield option, you've got grabs into good positions, she's got amazing ledge trapping, amazing edge guarding, and she lets you express yourselves, and she's got really accessible smash attacks. One of the fastest smash attacks in the game, like with like for like, I mean not in the game, just like for forward smashes, like frame 10 forward smash, super good. Super good. Someone said Marth has all those things. Okay, but Lucina doesn't have the fucking aim. Like, now what? Now what? Imagine aiming. So Olimar is number 28. I'm moving on. Olimar number 28. This is a very interesting character. This character is like cracked in like really weird ways. Like, I can't believe this character can just like smash attack like that all the time. The way he's designed, it's pretty interesting. And he counters a lot of characters that have like interesting mechanics. Like he counters Samus, where like, the Pikmin just eat the shots of the stuff, like the charge shot, things like that. Insane damage output. Just like up smash. Like I've never seen so much damage. Just like going crazy, just like up smash into like a lot of crazy stuff. He kind of struggles in the department where he has like a little lack of range sometimes, and he's a little susceptible once he leaves the air. You're gonna see a lot of characters in this tier. They're really good, and then it's like they have their aerials that they use, but if they leave the ground a little too far from the ground, and you're gonna get like Samus, Sora, and like Pac-Man in this tier, it's like them leaving the ground is such a big commitment at certain points of the game, and like Olimar falls into that tier. So like Olimar has a great mechanic and Whistle to help out with that disadvantage problem, and Downer's a pretty good disjoint on certain things. But even then, like, he still has good mix-ups. Like, I've seen Shuton do like approaching Straw Hop Whistle into like back airs and stuff like that. A lot of kill power on those purples, and the rate that you can pull Pikmin at is just honestly insane. You can do some really far recoveries, so the character's pretty sustainable in that way. He's a little light, which is kind of a bit much, but just his ability to beat a lot of these other projectiles, because they eat so much other projectiles, do so much damage against other boxers, and just fight a lot of these characters that struggle with shorter characters, is pretty strong. Like, again, so this character is doing good against like Samus. This character is beating a lot of weird zoners, and he's got some crazy kill power on like blues on throws. Like, that is one of the craziest up throws I've ever seen. Purples are super strong, and then again, you can throw out these smash attacks. They're pretty easy to throw out, not too unsafe. A lot of characters can't even hit you certain type, like areas over there. A lot of characters that struggle with shorter characters have a lot of trouble with this. Like, he can fight like ZSS really easily. And Olimar fights Wario really well too. Just a lot of characters he does really, really good against. He can just throw a lot of stuff. he struggles with a few of them, you'll see, but like does really good against Diddy. And honestly, just like pretty fair. That's why this character is like a little lower. Because like again, this character got nerfed from the 3.1 nerfs where they were like basically top 2 in the game. Like definitely like almost top 1 character. So the character has definitely received a lot of nerfs also, but still pretty cracked. Most of the other matches are probably pretty even or like slightly losing, but a character that can get a lot done very fast. It's very easy, even if you were playing a good matchup against Olimar, to get up smashed and take 70 instantly. You know? So yeah. Anyways. Number 27, we have Terry. I think Terry is really crazy. Really crazy. This is one of the only characters, besides like Shoto's kind of, but Terry does it even more with like plus on shield moves. Because like these things, like the swords, like the forward tilts and stuff like that, forward tilts, aerials, a bunch of things are just special cancelable. And not to mention only special cancelable, but if you special cancel into down B, the down B while rising has iframes also. Because like they can't design a rising special move without iframes for some reason. Moves that have iframes are like Korn's pin jump, spin dash at the rising part of the release. They just love putting iframes in there because I think like, I don't know, if that move ever got interrupted while rising, the game would just blow up because they would just teleport because they're rising at the same time. So they just didn't know what to program it. So they're just like, okay, let's just put iframes in that shit so it never gets interrupted because we couldn't handle if it did. And then they did. So that's how it works, I guess. Yeah, the character has like so many cracked options, like the jab being like -6, like I think it's jab 1 or jab 2. One of them is like -6. He just jab 1, 2, and then like transition straight into down tilt like it's the same move, like a gentleman. It's jab 1. He can just like jab 1 down tilt, jab 1 down tilt. Like he can just go straight into it. It's ridiculous. He can just jab 1 jab 1 grab you. He gets throw combos. He has freaking like some of the most like heinous kill power in the game. His auto turnaround is probably the best in the game too. He has a special spot dodge where he gets like a special like super omega anti-air move. And then the best part is once you get your supers, they never go away and you can just hit super as many times as you want to. And then it's just we're lit. Like we're just lit. Like you can just do whatever the fuck you want at that point. I'm just like great. And then his moves like suck you into them. SDI is kind of good versus the character, but at the same time, like there's mix-ups you can do when you SDI like in or like away from it like that. Like so you can SDI into the power dunk and go under it, but then he can just up, like charged up B you and you just die. And then it's like okay, up B SDI away from the jabs and try to get away from the up B, and then you just get power dunked. And of course you can do that based on where you need a DI for the move, but like the charged up B just kills you mid stage. I've died to getting jabbed on the ground at like 110 before. I'm just like, what the fuck? No way I'm dying to a jab at like 100 on the floor or some shit. I'm just like, okay, I guess. And then like the ledge confirms are insane. Like Nair, the FAF on his moves are not fair. Rising Dare into falling Nair is just not real. Like not real. The Dare, the angle, it just spikes you and you go all the way out there from ledge jump. Like the Dare, falling Nair, dare, very fair, dare, blah, blah, blah. You just do it and it just kills you. Everyone thinks this character is hard. This character is easier than like a normal character. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Wolf and Pow, the easy characters. Bitch, play Terry. Bitch aims for you. He's gonna aim for you. He's gonna have a sword. He's gonna give you infinite supers, and he's gonna combo for you customly, and he's gonna turn around for you. No, and no, and he weighs a lot. No. And you don't even need the super to have a lot of kill power. You can just use the EX like side B. And then let's not even like get to the other part where it's like, okay, some of the other Shotos when they play like freaking Ryu and Ken, they're like, okay, I'm gonna approach and I gotta jump in Nair and I gotta do a bunch of things, and it's just like, oh, Terry, bitch, I run in and crack shoot. Oh, crack shoot. Oh, I don't know how to get in. I'm getting wallet, crack shoot. And then bitch, you just EX crack shoot and it just breaks your entire shield. It just like does your entire shield. It's just like, okay, it's great. It's great. The only thing you can do is that like his Up B doesn't grab the ledge instantly, even if he uses the iframe version, so you can like hit his 2-frame pretty well, and if you space around the timing of the iframes, because he doesn't snap after the iframes end, so you can hit his 2-frame for that. You can punish his specials and chase him in the air. That's a great part about him too. He can't land, and then he has a bad plat drop for some reason too. If he grabs he's on the platform and you try to drop off the platform, he has extra lag on his plat drop too, so that's another thing that's wrong with him. And again, like if you have a sword, you'll just beat out most of his moves that aren't forward tilt, and then once he's in disadvantage, he gets like stuck there. And a lot of characters like Lucina flow really hard on him. Like you hit him, and you can go off stage and just hit him and hit him and hit him, and then he'll just die, and then you won't even get his supers and stuff like that. So again, like if you have to like, okay, so like basically my whole explanation for Terry is broken, right? But if you don't have to fight Terry, and you have a bigger sword than him, or you just nuke him or like that, then it's not a big deal. But like if you're like me or like Wario and you have to fight Terry with your body and actually counterplay Terry, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's genuinely so dumb. It's just that his disadvantage is not that great at all. Unironically though, his side B, a lot of people don't know this, his side B after the hitbox ends, the shortened one, only has about like 4 frames of lag before you can start the dodge. So it's not even that laggy, but he has like 4 different options he can try and use in disadvantage. But even then, you can still chase them all. Look at shortened side B. It only has 4 frames after like the end lag. I remember because he did like, I was fighting like someone before, and he did side B, and I tried to punish the side B after on Wi-Fi, and I did jump back there as Palu, and he air dodged. I was like, how did he do that? How did he do that? And it just, like, I looked at the frames after and I was like, what the hell? I don't know, it's crazy. But again, yeah, his recovery plus his disadvantage, super chaseable, super exploitable. Once you displace him off the ground, you can pick him apart from there. So yeah, and then crack shoot, while amazing on a burst, it's -12, so it is punishable by most characters. So a lot of times they kind of have to, to get in, they kind of have to gamble with the crack shoot. So as long as you have decent health on your shield, you can block it and then hit them after. And then if you can make that hit count really good, then it should be fine. So that's why the character's not as cracked, but the character is cracked in the ways he is. Like if you made like a chart about how the character is cracked, it's like a giant triangle going in like offense. You know what I mean? Like some of the other parts are lacking, but the offense is like out of this world. Like out of this world. Anyways, that's number 27, Terry. We're gonna do -1. 26, Wolf. Wolf, character that a lot of people think is like really high. It's got good 2 frames, good air drift, decent hitboxes, but a lot of people don't really understand. If you look at his frame data, it's slow and it's not very safe for what you think it is. And like the hits he has to get to like flow into it, like he really has to line up into that back air. His kill power is not as high as you think it is. If he doesn't get that like sweet back air he wants on you, he can't really kill you. He can't really kill you. And then like he's edge guardable. Not at, like if you know how to mess with his side B is like super negatively disjointed. You can just get in the way and like throw a hitbox there, and it'll just beat him. Up smash out of shield is really slow. Back throw is not even that strong. Laser's good, but once they added the lag to it, it kind of ruined him. He needed that like broken laser, honestly. He really did. And yeah, his frame data is not that good. Like a lot of his stuff, you can just auto shield him over and over and over again. It's not that good. And then all his auto shield options are really lacking in auto shield for like kill power. Like even if he does manage to auto shield you, but like Nair and Fair, they're not really gonna kill you. They're not really gonna kill you. He's like only good because his air drift is super good, and he's just like really strong, and his hitboxes are really fat. So a lot of times his Nair is so good at cutting through things like Mega Man pellets. Like you can just Nair and just cut through all of them. He's got great drift, and he's got some good confirms, but it's kind of hard to hit them. But when you do hit them, they hit. And if you can line up the back airs, they hit. And if you do lasers in really smart areas, the Transcendence laser's still a good move. So it's still a really good move. And then one of the strongest things is his down tilt and forward tilt hit ledge really well with the down smash along with that too. And he does have some strong moves in terms of like footstool up B. But yeah, most of it comes from exploiting his air movement. But the reason why he isn't better is his like frame data is not that great at all. And getting a kill with him can be a little not great. Move the follow notification. Okay, I'll do that. But yeah, that's mostly it. His dash attack is amazing though. Amazing dash attack. Keeps him in for real. Keeps him really in the game. And there's a lot of like opportunity for player expression since the character flows so well. And he has arrows that can be hit in a certain way. But he doesn't have a multi-hit, which makes him like pretty susceptible to being parried. Besides like going for parry mix-ups. But it's okay because he has so much air drift and other stuff like that that he can mix up the parry pretty well. But having a multi-hit would be really beneficial for him. But yeah. Or like, I don't know, a back throw being a little stronger. Just another kill option being really accessible that wasn't like an edge guard or a back air. You know? That's like the main problem. And his up smash is just too slow. And him rando smash attacking you is like, get real. The only one you should be get hit by is like down smash. If they read you. Forward smash is like a read one. It's good because you can throw it at like a Meta Knight one. So it's accessible to use. But like, it's just, I don't know. It's a little small. It's definitely a skill shot move. Even though you can throw it out pretty leniently, it is a skill shot. Anyways, 25. 25. We're getting to the upper echelon here. 25. I have Mega Man. I think Mega Man is super underrated. A lot of people don't think about this character. The pellets and the movement are super good for like beating out a lot of things. This character actually does good against like Snake, goes good against Rob. The up air is similar to Game & Watch up air, and it's such a good up air for keeping so much of the like stupid stuff like in disadvantage. Like, you know how hard it is for most characters to juggle Rob? Well, Mega Man up air just solves that, and it just like, this is why this character just beats Rob, right? So this character has like amazing like edge guarding. He goes super low, great recovery. He disengages from stuff too, so even when he's getting like baconed on ledge or other things like that, he can just up B off the ledge, no free fall, and then jump after and move around, stuff like that, pretty freely. So he's got a great disadvantage. Rush is amazing for that. Great recovery, low back airs, lots of base on the like the back air, so he can do great like edge guarding. Metal blade stuff, lots of potential. Down air plus on the 0 on shield of the down air, super good. So he's got tons of great setups. I've seen lots of stuff. There's like a lot of potential for this character for footstooling, metal blading, leaf shielding, leaf shield canceling. Like, there's just so much ceiling for this character. He like Peeb has already been pushing the character far with all the stuff you can do. You've seen Yeti like do a lot of crazy stuff too. Got a lot of great punishes that are accessible, like the up tilt being that fast and being able to like put it in little scary situations and up tilt like that. Amazing. 8 up smash out of shield, which is like relatively strong. Also an amazing move. And the forward air is also amazing for ledge trapping. You swing it, it kills, it hits your ledge hang. Just crazy moves. Like, can't hit his shield, holding metal blade, item character, Z drop, up tilts. Lots of things you can do. Lots of the stuff you can do. Character is really strong. He plays a great keep away game. He beats most of the other zoners out. He denies a lot of the setups a lot of characters want to do because he has such a good disadvantage too when it comes to like up being out of certain situations. Like, just having that eject button, he can get juggled a lot because he doesn't have a really like good landing option. So that's like where his disadvantage kind of struggles a lot of times. Like, Peach upper kind of just shreds through him, so do like a lot of other sword up airs. But in terms of just one good eject button, the up B works a lot. And that is like super strong. Yeah, not too much else to say about him. Just great down throw follow-ups into back airs, and the back airs lead to good follow-ups off stage if the character gets edge guarded too. And the pellets are a great set play tool. It's like the original Joker gun bullets, but you can move even more than Joker with like the pellets. Super good for conditioning. Up air pellet like grab is so broken. It just happens so many times. Yeah, and there's so many things you can do. Get people to shield, and you can down air their shield, up air their shield, like landing into it. So many different setups you can do. So much like potential. And yeah, I don't even want to say potential because you're already seeing like some of these like Mega Man players like do some of these things, and I just think like it's just gonna take a little more time, and these Mega Man players will get more consistent. And if the person, I miss her so bad, and Yeti or whatever, it didn't stop playing, you would see more of it for sure. You would see some more of it for sure. So yeah, that's my Mega Man placement. And there's already good Mega Mans doing well. And the only reason like Kamehameha stopped playing Mega Man for Sora, so it's like you don't see Mega Man as much anymore either. But I'm waiting on Peeb. I'm waiting on Peeb for sure. What happened to MBG? I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. Okay, 24. Corrin, a character very close to my heart. I love Corrin. I just love Corrin as a character. But and I wish I could play her. I'm just so bad at the game. I don't know. Corrin has been a character that has been rising and rising and rising. Her ability to like blender characters and make it a very like single player game is so strong. And the characters that are getting stronger and stronger get blended harder and harder, and it makes her win conditions so much better. Her ledge trapping and win ability is just getting so strong with like these nair backers. The follow-ups, the auto follow-ups are so broken. Like her landing strays and nairs and fairs are so accessible, and then you take literally 60 for no reason, and then you get up aired and you get frame trapped forever and you just die. And if they decide to hit a pin, like RNG, like the skill shot a pin, you just die. Like you just explode. The buff on she got so many buffs over time. She's a defensive fortress. It's really hard to get like a pin on her. Her hitboxes cover her so well, and not a lot of characters have what it takes to even like put her in situations where she will even get gimped that badly in the first place. She can struggle with some of the characters above her, but besides that, she's like honestly like beating a lot of characters down there. When we talk about good dash attacks, she doesn't have a dash attack, but she has pin instead of that, and pin is just like amazing for that. It's one of the best whiff punish like tools in the game. It's super strong. If you get the hit that's not the like pin, it's like the like, you know, tipper in the ground that just like stabs you, you go really far away. There's different ways you can modify it. You can like change the timing of your pin to get the pin or the stab part, or you can do both. There's platform movement. Like it's just such a crazy move. We've seen Nail using the neutral B and stuff like that. You've seen like a lot of Corrin play now with Shattuck and Nail just going crazy. You know, you've seen like up B has so much hit stun on the multi hits. You can like drop ledge, double jump, footstool down air, kill you instantly. She has footstool down airs into more setups, stuff like that. Lots of crazy things. She's a little slow, but that's not even like too much of a problem because she can still keep up with characters like Sonic because she has such a good sword and like just a great flow state. And she has one of the best dash shields in the game, if not the best. I think she's tied with Sheik for the best dash shield in the game. So it's not even that hard for her to play around projectiles because she can just keep dashing over and over. If you look at Shattuck's movement, his Corrin is particularly feral, and he can just dash like over and over again, and his movement is really crazy. Back air is an amazing air to air. Nair is such a quality hitbox for hitting all these things in this game. Like there's so many things in this game that's like kind of annoying because you have to skill shot things a lot of times, and having things like Palu Nair, Corrin Nair just be an easy move that you can just put in your little circle move area and just like hit people is so good. Like even Sora, like Sonic is so hard because you have to skill shot the spin dash and all these other things what he's doing because he's all in these like little animations that he's really small. But having moves like Sora Nair and Corrin Nair makes it so good to even fight back against these characters because it's like it lowers the like you have to skill shot the like the move. So having that happen for you is such a good tool in this game. And again, like with the stages, all the platforms everywhere, Corrin's frame traps on the platforms and just making you tech and just getting resets into a million damage, and her up air being one of the best up airs in the game is just so crazy. So crazy. She's honestly an amazing character, and she can you're seeing it. Like, I don't really have to argue for this character too much. You're seeing it with lots of Shattuck play. Honestly, just got the best result of his life so far to date at Miami, 4th place at Let's Make Moves Miami, and you've seen Nao get crazy replacements and like do good against like Akola and like at SmashCon and stuff like that. So I don't feel like I have to argue for this character that much. You all know what she does. She's amazing. Oh yeah, before I go on, yeah, Lai beating Spargo at SmashCon. He played Corrin, yeah, he plays Corrin and Byleth, but he played Corrin versus Spargo. Yep. So at 23, we have Samus and Dark Samus. I have this character very high because they shoot a lot of things, but like it's a very centralized game plan around like a few moves that kind of gets shut down in a certain ways. This is quite literally Charge Shot the character, featuring like Forward Air and Friends and Bomb and Friends. Like, it's just like, that's kind of how it is. It's just like, okay, does the character get invalidated by Bomb ledge trapping? Yes. Can I Charge Shot over here in the corner for the rest of my life? Yes, I win. Or you lose. And then a lot of these characters kind of shut down Samus, because like if Samus leaves the ground a little too much, like that fair Samus has to go for to anti-air is a little bit too committal, because if you whiff punish it, like that, what they have to do, then they kind of just like lose. And like she gets put into the air, and the bomb is annoying, but it's not like stopping anyone from like genuinely going up there and trading and like up airing with it. So like you can get around and keep juggling her and putting her in disadvantage. I don't think her disadvantage is that good. The bomb is like just a stalling tool that like helps her be tricky with it, but it doesn't quite like get her out of it. And she's very strong, but she has the same problem as PT, where she gets stuck on like ledge and stuff like that. If her neutral get up animation wasn't so stupid, she would struggle so hard. She has an amazing up B out of shield, but it doesn't really work on sword characters when they space around things like that. So if you have a spaced move, she doesn't really have an out of shield option because her grab is so slow. Her forward air is too like high starting, it's too slow. She doesn't have an out of shield option basically. If you're not in range of the up B, right? Because the up air is super fast. But if you displace this character, she's just like PT. She struggles a lot to get out of the air and stuff like that. It's just that she's super cracked and polarizing in the other ways if she gets what she wants to. But if you play super slow, don't let her charge shot you, because she has to charge shot the charge shot to like, she has to charge the charge shot to a certain point of the charge shot to make it even beat other moves. It has to be like about like a, I guess like a 60% charge shot for it to beat other moves out, or otherwise you can just hit through the charge shot and just swing at her. And even then, like, yeah, she'll struggle with swords, because if you swing a sword at her, even if she parries it, she can't really do much to it. And then until the charge shot gets to a certain percent of the charge, the sword will just break through the charge shot and hit her, you know. So yeah, and a few differences between the two characters. Again, like there's a jump animation difference. Dark Samus pulls her legs in a little more. Samus corkscrews. I think they both corkscrews. No, yeah, Samus corkscrews. Dark Samus's charge shot is a little lower, so it hits a few more ledge hangs, and that matters in a few matchups. And then Samus's forward air being fire matters a little more in some other matchups or something like that. But yeah, that's mainly it. It's not really too much anything too different. Super cracked character, really polarizing and simple character to pilot. Up throw buff. Worst buff in the game. Genuinely worst buff in the game. I can't believe they buffed her up throw. That is like the worst buff they did in this game. That is so stupid. I just cannot believe I get grabbed by Samus and up thrown at like 100 and just die sometimes. I'm like, wow. That is not fair. I don't know. I thought the kill throw was supposed to be forward throw, back throw into bomb the ledge. They already had a kill throw. I don't know why you needed an up throw. I just really don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. 22, we have Mario. This is one of the characters, the epitome of characters that just benefits like from the whole like stageless thing in this game we got going on. Honestly, got a really strong advantage state, really great normals. He's a little lackey in range, but it doesn't really matter too much because like he gets in eventually. You can't keep him out all the time. He has great air drift and very like really rounded like stats, and his combos just hit so hard. Like it's just so like this character is very like cheap honestly. Like he hits you off the side a lot of like stages. So like for example, you'll die on PS2, you'll die on Small Battlefield, you die on Battlefield, right? Those are the most popular stages we think of, and you'll die on Yoshi's. We got rid of Yoshi's, right? So it's a little worse. But then even then, like think about Smashville. When you're in Smashville at low percents, if you get bear grabbed, like bear grabbed anywhere from the middle of the stage, you're gonna get up air, down throw, up air, nared, fared, up air, fared. Like you're so close to the ledge because Smashville is so small. Like that's another stage you're gonna die on off the side, no matter where you are. Even if you try to hold center stage, I can literally show you a clip from like Prodigy before when he was Prodigy, Kurama, playing Leo at that Frostbite, where Leo was holding center stage and he just died from a Mario combo that was undieable because there was no tumble yet. One of the fastest pullback smash attacks in the game. Great up smash out of shield. Frame 3 up B out of shield. Same frame as Game & Watch. Get off me. Like can't really pressure a shield that much. Not the same reward as Game & Watch obviously, but like still can't pressure anything. Great normals. Flood is an amazing tool for just like forcing stage control. Like you call it one, like you're not standing there shielding and you just push them all the way back. It like forces a lot of situations. It's good against characters like Snake where you want to push people back too. It edge guards, dash attack super low, like slide recovery thing. It like punishes like 2 frames. It like hits you outwards, like people air dodging to ledge. Really active and great at like hitting people outwards and just like then you can flood them after and then get a free edge guard along with cape and stuff like that. There's just so much this character has, like so much this character has. You've seen them people die to ladders. He has tech chases into down smash or something like that. There's just so many things this character had. People are posting new things where he has footstool down air things where they're rising with the down airs and stuff like that. So who knows? We might even die even earlier coming up soon. But yeah, like Skinny been going crazy lately. Beat Leo in 1 month. He has a win on Leo and Shuton. And these are supposed to be like sword players that like can know how to keep Mario out and stuff like that, but they just die from the insane advantage state. If you ever get to see any of those matches, you're just gonna see Mario nuking them in literally 2 shots. So that's just like how it is. Fireball is a pretty good little bridge projectile that bounces and leads you in pretty well. Really well-rounded kit. Really well-rounded kit. He's got different mix-ups with like down air. He can double aerial, and then he can also just use like the down air multi hit. Back air can do like you can do 2 back airs in 1 jump. You can back air, like even Dominator, he's done like back air and then like grabbed and stuff like that. Like Mario's got a lot. You can do a lot with this character. So just really well-rounded character and really explosive. Just explosive enough to keep up and really benefits from the stage list. So yeah. Anyways, Sora, pretty new development. I used to think this character was worse, and then I started seeing it and seeing it and seeing it and seeing it, and I was like, okay, I get it now. Crazy combo game, if you can do it. The IJ stuff is a little weird to do, in my opinion, when I tried it one time, but if you can do it, the combos and extensions are really crazy. And the most crazy part about it that I don't think people understand is that you do it from a nair that's so non-committal. You just nair out a shield whenever anything comes in your direction of your breath. You just nair. It's like, oh, you see something, you nair. You air to air, you nair. You see someone shielding, you nair. Anyone comes up to you, you nair. They grab move, you nair. It's just like a one hits all circle move that you can confirm out of. You can space, you can stagnate for pressure. You can do so many things, and it's such an active, like the whole thing they did on his trailer where they're like, oh, we want to make his moves active and big and whatever like that. That's his gimmick. It just destroys every air to air in the game. It's so big. You can swing between them if you block them, of course, if you have a big enough aerial. But even then, like he can miss your shield on purpose, and it gets like so much trickier because he has so much air drift. And then he can miss the nair and then like shoot a spell after, and like so many different mix-ups, stuff like that. So it's like, and then if he hits the nair, then he can delay it, nair, 1, 2, and then he's going into a confirm, and you're taking 1,000,000,000%. And Kameme has such good results and such consistent results because this is such a consistent character. Because like the hitbox is so active and consistent, you can't miss. You cannot miss. Like it's just such a like it aims for you a lot of senses. Like people, I've seen people like you can nair, they roll into you, and they have a roll where they like roll low to the ground. It scoops them from behind and throws them forward into you. It's like that weird nair hitbox or whatever it is. Like it covers everything. And then they spot dodge. Oh, nair 2, gotcha. Like it's so crazy. And Kameme only does like the basic inputs. I haven't even seen him do that many extensions. I've seen him rarely do like longer extensions, but I'm glad like I saw I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your tag. Rakior play, and I've seen you do extensions and stuff like that. And not missing isn't true. Rakior, thank you. No, but I meant you can still miss, hit the nair 2, and still get something else like another rising fair or nair. Not like a big combo, but you still get the hits. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you swinging like a lot of other characters and then getting spot dodge where you get like spot dodge canceled and hit. So, like, it's still covering stuff. And then it really helps nowadays because a lot of these characters that are meta, I think he does so good because like the anti-meta, he's anti-meta with these characters that do so good that are like characters that like I think are like Steve. Like Steve gets stuck on the combos. The way his like body is, like he kind of just gets stuck there and he doesn't really move at all, and he gets stuck in the combos. He just gets blended forever. I think the up air is one of the best like juggles tools. It's up air. The best uppers in the game are between Sora and Corrin, like genuinely. And the character just blenders certain characters to death. Like Sora does really like good versus Peach. What's it called? Sora does really good versus like Sora. You can hit Sora so I mean what's it called? Steve so much. And you can do so good against what's it called? Rob. Zombies complain about that matchup so much because I see it when Rob is playing all these scrambles, trying to down tilt, fair, whatever it is. You can just nair, and it just covers so much. And Rob is so big, he gets in the way, and he just gets stuck in these combos forever. It just gets blundered, and it's like so tough. Oh, Game & Watch upper? Yeah, sorry, I didn't count that one. I meant like of like standard uppers. That one's like a modded move. I think Sora like struggles with certain characters where it comes towards like I think Bayo like beats Sora pretty like handily. I think even characters like Palu beat Sora, which is weird because I'm not like a Palu person. But like I think Sora struggles with like some of the older like quote unquote good characters, but I have him so high in my head because he does good against like some of the newer top tier characters. Like I think he does good, really good versus Sonic. The fireball helps a lot. Fox Sora, not it. It's just not it. But I think he does good versus like Sonic. The fireball helps a lot. The activity on the frames helps a lot. The good juggling. I think Diddy is a hard match because the transcendence on the banana is really difficult. Just a lot of like things like that. But otherwise, Sora is doing really, really strong against most of these characters, you know? I do think his recovery is a little suspicious. Like, it goes a really far, like, way, but it doesn't have, like, the speed to, like, make it a little mix-up too much. Like, a lot of times, like, if he has to side B, I can, like, time the like hit on side B 2 or 3 and just read which one it will be, and I can like aim for it and stuff like that. I find that a little easy to do. But yeah, it's honestly a difficult matchup to play because you have to disengage away from him. Recovery is exploitable by many characters, but most people don't know his side B has to go horizontally. Yeah, but like I do. So like I'm gonna play something like that because I know how to edgeguard him. Any character that Giddy plays, I know how to play against, and I know. So I edgeguard Sora a lot, and I play against Sora a lot. So I'm pretty confident in like Palu Sora and stuff like that. So I know some other Palu players have struggled with it, but like there's a reason. There's a Palu player from like California or something like that who beat Kameme at a tournament. I don't remember his like tag. But like I wasn't very surprised. Spare. Yeah, it was Spare. Yeah, like I wasn't very surprised. I don't think that match was very good. So yeah, there's a couple things, but again, like with the combos and everything going crazy, I can see Sora moving up for sure. I would just need to see it more often, but for now, this is how I feel about him with it, given his like disadvantage. I think his disadvantage can be kind of iffy, and same thing for the recovery and stuff like that. But the activity is amazing, the combos are amazing, the juggling is amazing. His ledge trapping is amazing. There's a lot of crazy mixes he can do, like fair, like IDJ stuff into like forward smash, the IDJ nair into the forward smash off the ledge, crazy mix-ups. Yeah, his double jump is a little committal, and I think once he leaves the ground, it's a little scary for him, because it's kind of hard for him to get down. His double jump is a little too weird, and I don't like the spell cycling. It would be so much better if he could choose which spell he wanted to use, but the fact he has to cycle through some of the spells, Thunder's kind of bad. Unless you're like off stage, it's pretty bad. You can just run up on him and do it, like whatever, so it's not that good. Fire's really good, Blizzard's pretty good, Thunder's bad. And then you can just wait out for the fireball and then outplay the thunder one and just pressure him until he has to like use the thunder. So yeah, that's my reasoning on Sora. I think he's pretty good, and he's got some good smash techs to go along with it too. So yeah, I think he's pretty good. All right, we're into our top 20. We are into our top 20. Number 20, we have Yoshi. Yoshi is crazy. He's feral. He does so much damage. He has so much kill power. And also, people don't understand, he has so much airspeed. Airspeed is so broken. And when you put it... And I want everyone to pay a lot of attention to airspeed characters, because for some reason, a lot of people are really bad with these characters. A lot of people play these characters, but only once you get a really good person on these characters do you see how broken it is. Watching like Yoshidora and Gluto play max airspeed characters and go crazy on them, the conditioning is not fair. Playing like trying to catch the disadvantage is not fair. They're just too fast. It's so hard when you fight someone who actually knows how to abuse the airspeed. A good player knowing how to use airspeed is just so unfair. So unfair. Yeah, Pharaoh went crazy too. Yoshi has so many combos. Pharaoh had such good combos. So like combos were so crazy. He was like confirming so much on Mia. Mia was dying. Like Game Watch was getting caught by Yoshi, which is supposed to be a horrible matchup by the way, and exploding. The damage was insane. The kill power is insane. The up air is insane. He's got great smash attacks. The egg like option coverage that Yoshidora does when he's chasing people is insane. And you're able to like pull back and move in, fade out with Yoshi's crazy like stuff, and he's so scary. He can hit you so hard. The fair spiking you and confirming into kills. Up tilt is a crazy move with insane hurtbox shifting, back hits into easy up airs. I think people are forgetting like Yoshidora's cracked, Pharaoh's getting crazy wins and going crazy. Mei came back and doesn't fucking play the game, and he went crazy at Smash Factor. Does anyone think about that? He has a crazy jab that you can push you in. Command grab, arrow command grab. Both of these characters with insane airspeed have insane command grabs. Ron too. Just such crazy characters. He's got a little down tilt poke, great normals, and he doesn't have to even leave the ground. But once he does, like he's just this like flying fortress. It's so scary. It's just so scary. And then he has the double jump armor too. Pretty hard to combo him. And he gets to like just double jump off the ledge a lot of the times until like a certain percent where you start like hitting him out of it. Hard to combo because of his weight plus double jump armor. And he's really heavy, so he gets a lot of chances too. So, and he can't be shield poked, and he has extra shield health. Like... And he has a nair out of shield that's bigger than like any move I have in my like arsenal. Like that nair hitbox is just like the biggest move ever. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's really crazy. And his air exhale is so fast that like when you hit him with something, he goes super far. Like you know when like Shulk turns on like jump mode and you hit him and you try to combo him and he goes way farther because of like his stats. That's how cracked Yoshi's stats are. That like when you try to like pad nair combo him, he's going like super far because his stats are so crazy. Hi Dad, thank you for the raid. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. And then Yoshi has super accessible smash attacks. Iframes on the up smash. Every Mario character has the iframes on the up smash. And the forward smash, super strong. One of the craziest pullback moves in the game. The craziest pullback moves in the game. And the bear confirms into it. You can bear up smash, bear forward smash, bear 1-2 combos into those things. Like, it's crazy. It's just a crazy, crazy character. And having that much mix up on like being able to bear like that with the air drift, such a crazy character. Yeah, that's my Yoshi placement. Number 19, I put Sheik. Sheik is such a crazy, crazy character. And a big reason I wanted to make this tier list is because I feel like there's a discrepancy between how to win video and like an actual tier list, right? Because I like didn't include a lot of characters because you know, some of the characters were harder, so I was like, okay, let's put them down here because it's like harder to pull these things off. And it's like, yeah, Sheik is gonna be one of those characters you're not gonna see it that often because you need it at an incredible pilot to see Sheik shine. And I would love to see Void come back, but like thankfully we finally got Webb JP coming back and playing Sheik because we were missing Sheik for the longest time. Everyone's like, oh, Sheik is like so bad in like top 30 and like top 40 and like that. But like, dude, Sheik is cracked. Sheik is so cracked. I've been saying this for the longest time, and we needed someone to come and play Sheik because look at all this labbing and even like a recent development like Void discovering the knee hitbox of Sheik's forward tilt just makes it undieable and you just get raindropped no matter what. Right? It's because Sheik, for her to work, she needs to get all these like kill setups and she has to be really precise, and she's really light and her hitboxes have to be super good, but she has all the tools to do it. She has the needles, Transcendent, amazing projectile, the jump needle buff, like the range on it, like the angle it goes at, super good, hits you at a custom angle, combos into like things like up smash combos, up smash kills so early if you get the sweet spot, down tilt is an amazing move, hurt block shifting, crouch, like super good ways to like get around it. Bounce the fish gives her a good recovery. There's just so many things that like Sheik has. She's got footstool, auto shield, down air, into the up air, into the smash attacks and stuff like that. So it's just like she has so much room. And the thing is about it, it's like I've seen Sheik like get hit on their shield and just rising fair out of shield and then start a combo and then start forward tilting you and doing a billion damage. It's just like, dude, I know it takes a while and it takes a lot of work, but like she's broken. She's so broken. The only characters that like she can't do these type of things against, or it's like when the characters are hard to combo and they're too floaty and weird, like she can't really combo Yoshi that well, and like Pac-Man's really hard, and a lot of characters that like deny a lot of these things. But for a lot of these characters, Sheik like when Roy tries to fight Sheik just crouches and like Roy can't even hit her with a hitbox. Like it's just crazy. Paolo struggles with Sheik when she's like really good and like crouching and stuff like that. Needles is really good. She has problem matchups for sure, but she's doing good against a lot of characters for sure. Like if she plays against like I think she genuinely has all the tools to fight Steve. I know a lot of Sheiks don't like that matchup, but I genuinely believe she has all the tools to fight Steve. She can also she fights Rob really well. She has all the tools to fight against Game & Watch, and being able to confirm on Game & Watch so much is really, really good. A lot of these sword characters get messed up by Sheik. You also avoid beat Spargo at Summit. Sheik has always done good against Cloud. She just corner carries you. You get edge guarded. She's got great edge guarding too. Like, Sheik is one of those characters. She corner carries. She can edge guard. A lot of creativity, a lot of like power in this character. Like, Sheik even does good against characters like Mithra and Corrin, and she cooks Min Min. She does good against Joker. Like a lot of characters. She's just very, very precise. Like very precise. But it's just like she is it. I promise you. I promise you. And she has a great recovery too to complement it. So the only thing is she's super light and super precise. So it's really hard to pull off, but she's really good. Really, really good character. And once you see all these like combos and potential coming out that is already happening, and you've already seen some cracked moments, it's just that you've seen it happen in moments. But once they get more consistent with it, character's cracked. Promise you. Amazing character. All right, Pac-Man. Pac-Man, honestly, a character that's fallen off. He used to be like higher than this, right? But Pac-Man, I think it's one of those characters that I've seen like he leaves the ground and he can get into a little bit of trouble because he kind of just throws the hydrant and hopes you don't know how to deal with it, and then just like nair dodges and tries to drift behind it or like mashes down air. But if you have a sword, I've seen the light. If you have a sword, Pac-Man struggles to fight you back. I like played Corn versus the character one time and I hit his shield and he tried to like fair me and I was like, oh, okay. And then I just like hit him and he just got juggled forever. Can't get off the ledge. He has to charge his bell and stuff like that. The bell is just broken. If the bell wasn't that broken, he honestly wouldn't be that good. He honestly would not be that good. His frame data is pretty cracked. Combos into you. A lot of normals, a lot of the comboing. Great moveset, just great moveset. But he kind of falls in that same thing where like Samus, where it's like if he can't nair you out of shield, a lot of times like the out of shield isn't too hot. Because it's like based on like the range you're at basically. If you have to box like Peach, yeah, you get fucking destroyed and my life is miserable. But yeah, and if you can go out there like really far, your character has a lot of air drift and a lot of jump height and stuff like that. The character can't even like get that much done in disadvantage. Like a lot of times the character gets hit and then he just starts charging his fruit and stuff like that. But like characters like Cloud, you've seen Cloud harass him, just go out there and get him. Min gets him. Corrin out swords this character. He even edgeguards characters like Mithra and stuff like that too. But it's just like when you get to like the top tier, you start thinking about it. Like Rob beats this character, Snake beats this character. He struggles when he looks like he's struggling to keep up when he fights like Game & Watch and Steve and stuff like that. He can actually put up a fight with Sonic, so that's good. But even then, with some of the characters like below him, ZSS is like fighting him, Byleth is fighting him, Seth is putting up a fight too, even sometimes. Palo is putting up a fight. There's a lot of characters there that are like boxing with him. Wolf is putting up a really hard fight for him too. So it's just like this character like kind of struggles with a lot of like characters that are like not even the best of the best. A lot of great tools, but with a lot of like optimal fruit counterplay, like if you just grab the Galaga from them and stuff like that and just like disengage from them, they're not like too threatening, honestly. The Hydrant is a great tool, however, for like disengaging from a lot of people. Like the Hydrant, it like just completely breaks the Diddy matchup. It like does really good against Samus. The Fruit also take the charge shot for him. The Hydrant just destroys Sheik, and same thing for like Pac-Man's like gravity and everything like that. So the Hydrant definitely just like solves a lot of matchups, honestly. Pretty well. But I've seen Pac-Man even just struggle with like Bowser. His raw kill power isn't that high, so he can also just struggle to kill sometimes. Like when he's throwing apples really desperately, it's kind of sad. Because he kind of really needs to hit that bell on the advantage state to get you to kill, you know. But that's about it. Like he's got a lot of potential. Footstools work. Edge guards are great. Get down on you off the stage. He's got corner carries with fair. I've seen him edgeguard Min really well too. So he's got a lot of potential on that. And he can always fight back. This is one of the characters like who can always fight back. He's got so much X factor. And he's just so strong. So yeah. I think Bayo beats this character too. I think Bayo beats this character pretty handily. Yeah. That is a character that beats this character. Again, because Bayo exploits him leaving the ground, and then he just gets stuck up there and just loses. So, yeah. Honestly, again, this is one of those characters like Samus. If the neutral get up animation wasn't so broken, this character would struggle to get off the ledge so much harder. So much harder. Very good character, though. Anyways, now we're going to get to Diddy. 17, we're on number 17. We have Diddy Kong right below the top of great, I think. I have Diddy here. I think the banana being transcendent is really strong. He does amazing as a lot of the characters below him. And he does a great. He has a lot of good time like fighting a lot of characters even above him and stuff like that. He can disengage really well with like monkey flip. Transcendent banana helps a lot when it comes to matchups. Me and Tweak talk a lot when it comes to like characters like Peach and Diddy because we have similar matchups a lot of times, but sometimes we have slight differences in what's playable, what's not, just because like maybe how our items work and how our disadvantages work. So one thing is like his banana being transcendent actually helps so much for like fighting Shulk. He's got great tilts. He's a little low on the kill power, but he's got a great combo game. He's got a burst dash attack that works really well for combos. And again, he has so much optimization. Like his movement is crazy. He's got great pressure, Z drops, like a lot of confirms, footstool Z drops. You're like seeing a lot of Z drops out of shield into forward smashes. Like again, just banana in general. Like it's an item, you can Z drop it, you can throw it, and it's confirming into smash attacks. That's a pretty strong smash attack. Like albeit like forward smash. He has a command grab. Side B is so broken. Monkey flip is like an amazing move. And also he is the fastest up smash in the game. Frame 5 up smash. It's not like the strongest thing ever. And it is a little inconsistent sometimes, but for the most part it works from what I've seen, and it is really strong as a tool, just as a frame 5 like punish option. I've seen barrels out of shield too. That is a really good tool also. His recovery is honestly not that easy to mess with, depending who you are. The barrels are kind of hard to like edge guard and stuff like that. You won't really see Diddy getting edge guarded that often. Specifically, it's really hard to have that happen. But overall, this is one of the stronger like disengage characters to like pull away, get your game going, and just like play with the banana and like have a bunch of different like options. Because he has a lot of set play and conditioning, like with the monkey flip timings, good tilts into confirms, great ledge trapping, and just great movement overall, and also a really small hurt box. So, like, and it's a pretty durable character again, because like I don't feel like he gets edge guarded that much. So with such strong tools and frame data, I feel like this is probably where he is. He's kind of in the same like area as like some of the other characters, where it's like he's not like overly oppressive, but like his tools can be kind of snowbally sometimes when you're getting like destroyed. It kind of just snowballs. Like the damage can rack up really fast. It can feel hard to fight back against a good Diddy when they have such good options sometimes, especially when you're playing some of the more traditional characters. When you're playing something like Palu, ZSS, Roy, Wolf, just a lot of those characters. He gets shut down by Pac-Man and the like that, but he can fight against Diddy. I mean, he can fight against Rob. He can fight against Kazuya. It's like kind of hard, but he's done it before. And he does really good against all the characters like below him, like really good. I don't really see any characters below him besides like Pac-Man, maybe like Luigi a bit, because Luigi just hits him too hard, and a few of the zoners that do too good against him. I think Rosa is pretty okay against him too, but he does really good against most of the characters below him. Maybe Samus is hard. Diddy, Ices might be hard. Duck Hunt is really bad. Mega Man's good, and that's it. Just some of the zoners. It's like specifically the zoners. But all the other characters, like, he pretty much frees them up. It's a very strange matchup chart, but I think as of now, for how this meta is going, he's pretty good with how it is. And the optimizations favor him.